Hello, welcome back. I'm Jen.
I'm Alexis, like usual.
Like usual, we sell stuff, we buy stuff, we sell stuff, we pay our rent. Today we've gone to Anglia Square again, which is in Norwich, near where we live. And we're going to try a look at selling clothes, so we're going to be picking up some clothes today.
Yeah, and just to let you know, if any of you know of Anglia Square, you live locally or you want to come visit, this place is going to be shut down in about a couple of months' time.
Yeah, May.
And so that is because they are doing a complete overhaul of the place. It's taken years. It's been in the pipeline for absolutely ages, but finally the council have given the go-ahead. So this whole place, I don't know whether they're going to rip it up and start again or what they're going to do with it, but it is going to have an overhaul and it will be shut. So yeah, if you ever come to Anglia Square, I'd come here sort of in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And it's heaving in this car park that we're in. So this area has always, it's been one of those areas where people sort of, that there's going to be, well, I mean, how can I put this in perspective? There's a massive abandoned building opposite where we're sat right now, if you want to show. So basically, just to kind of emphasize this is a massive abandoned building that's been abandoned for an extremely long time, as you can see by the windows and all the graffiti and everything. This has been abandoned for ages. And that's the kind of thing that the council, or at least the developers, etc., are going to change. And they want to, I think, just make it a little bit more presentable and a little bit nicer and stuff like that. There's how do I put this, a fairly high crime rate around here, and it is one of those areas that a lot of people avoid at night.
Yeah, we did do a flip or flop, one of our charity shop rating videos here, and we did have a lot of comments about how poor the area looked, and there's graffiti and and that's exactly what's going to be changed. So we're here now. We might come back in a few weeks' time as well, just before it all shuts. So the charity shop, there's a packed charity shop in the centre of Anglia Square. It's where we would normally head. It's cheap, it's cheerful, it has a lot of stuff. It's a packed clearance store, isn't it, as well?
So basically that's where we're heading today. We're going to start there and just hopefully get loads of clothes. So now we must go pay for parking. And then we'll go and have a look round, I suppose. Yes.
Let's see you there.
Right, so we're headed to the first charity shop now.
Yep, this was the YMCA one, and it had a sign in the window saying that it was closing down in 2 days, and all clothes were £1, I think.
Yes. So I got right in there with jackets, which were nearest the door, and there's obviously some shoes. I went through the jackets and stuff, and there was nothing really majorly impressive out of that little lot. I mean, this stuff, as it was £1, could have been picked through though already.
Yeah. I did have a brief scan of the board games, CDs, DVDs, my usual kind of stuff, but it was all pretty much fodder. I think it had been picked clean at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's closing down soon.
Yeah. You're over looking at what were these?
I do like to look at the duvet covers and cushion covers, because sometimes you can get some vintage ones, but wasn't really much there. I did find this bag and I thought it was cute, and because it was only £1, I was going to pick it up, and I think it was a brand called, I think I might show the label in a second, Monkle or something like that, but it's it's apparently rubbish, so I'm glad that I didn't.
Yeah. So I picked out some shirts and some other tops. Obviously, I went through just to have a look, see what good ones they had. They did have a few, but obviously, there was a lot of supermarket stuff mixed in with this little lot of Primark.
Bit of Primarni.
Yeah, so I was kind of just looking for more branded, kind of the big branded stuff, realistically.
Yeah. I had a rummage through the ladies' tops.
Yes.
But I don't really know much. I haven't got a very good attention to detail with clothes, so I just, anything I found, I just passed to you, didn't I, to give it a once over.
Yeah, and obviously I'm going to be doing clothing, so basically that is my kind of realm that I'm going to be in, and I'll just check things over properly. So where was I going? Off I go, look.
There she is.
So I think I was headed this point towards the books, which I did manage to get one for myself, but to be honest with you, again, it looked like they'd been picked clean a bit of anything that was brilliant.
Yeah, so I had a rummage through the dresses, just to see what was left. As I say, there's a lot of supermarket type, a lot of, is it TU that's is that Tesco?
No, isn't that F&F?
Sainsbury's? Oh, I don't
TU
know.
is Sainsbury's, I think. George is Asda.
But I found this a couple of these items, and I passed them to Alexis to inspect. They were new with tags. You'll see them at the end.
I think they were with the dresses, but they're actually like long waistcoats, essentially, and they've got embroidered pattern on the front. So here's me just checking this one over to make sure it's okay. I did look at both of them and they seem to be fine. Because even though they're new with tags, the potential is, depending on how they were stored, they might still have imperfections.
Yeah, or marks and whatnot.
Yeah, so it's a good idea, even if it's new with tags, just to give it a brief once over. Obviously, with a lot of this stuff like tops and anything, is check for sweat marks and deodorant stains and stuff.
Now, this is the packed shop. This is also closing down, I think, in May. But they haven't got any kind of any big sale on or anything at the moment, but I imagine that will come. But this is quite a cheap shop anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, normally you can get stuff, it's sort of a few items for £1 sometimes.
You found this lovely, which looked like a vintage, was it Reebok or Adidas?
Adidas. So this was like, I suppose it'd be called a gilet.
A gilet?
A gilet, but unfortunately it had a lot of wear to the back of it, so I had to put it back.
Yeah. Which was a shame.
So now this is the £1 rail. And I was looking through and there was an awful lot of suits, all in the same size and stuff like, and reasonably the same brands.
Yeah, a lot of St. Michael's, wasn't it?
So there was a lot of St. Michael's in here and stuff like that. But the only problem was I did find a St. Michael's and it was £1. But it was a light grey jacket suit and it had a stain on the sleeve, which meant that I put it back, because that's the one actually there. I ended up putting that back just on the merit it had this horrible brown stain.
Yeah.
So obviously the guy who'd worn it had dipped his sleeve in something, while he was at some sort of wedding or other function. That leather jacket, there's a leather jacket there you just noticed. I couldn't find a price on that at all. But I imagine it was probably going to be expensive.
Probably.
Because they put it out on display on its own as well. So.
Yeah, that's the only thing that was kind of on display, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the rest was just jammed on these rails.
That's the one, look, there it is.
So yeah, this is the St. Michael's, and you can see the point where I go, oh, there's a stain. So yeah, I checked the brand and everything. So there's the label, St. Michael's, and popped it back. So we're now looking through. This is
this was the men's tops. We both looked at this, and it's kind of I thought it was quite cool, but we couldn't find a label or anything on it, could we?
No.
Or it said CK, but it wasn't Calvin Klein.
It was CK, yeah, but it wasn't Calvin Klein in the end. And the other thing I noticed in quite a few of these charity shops, not just this one, is labels have been cut out of clothes.
Yeah.
So be aware of that, even if it does have a logo on it and a brand name somewhere on it, is unfortunate if the tag is cut off, it just makes it a little bit more difficult to sell.
And this is Alexis in her second home, which is surrounded by books.
So this is the book corner, and they do have sort of cheap books, and I think it's like 2 for 50p or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
really good.
The fact is that they don't always have something that I want to buy, so sometimes it's a case of leaving it. There wasn't an awful lot of shoes I noticed this time round, actually.
No, I think they do get some brand new shoes, and there's no brand name or anything on them, but they're new. This is all the bric-a-brac type stuff.
I did find a lot of Clark's shoes in the charity shops we went, but the only problem was they had a lot of wear.
Yeah.
So I was a bit hesitant to buy them with a lot of wear on them. So next one we went to, this was Nansa. So this was one we discovered recently, actually.
Yeah, we got some good bits from here before, but it is really expensive.
Now, as you can see, as we're walking in, so there's me kind of wandering off. So as you're walking to the back of the shop, if you notice, just to the left here, just down by this shelf full of jigsaws, there's a couple of bags. Now, one of these bags has Urban Outfitters written on it. Now, I was initially, when I walked past this, I thought, oh, look, an Urban Outfitters bag. I'll have a look in that. Went to reach for it and realised there were two people stood by the shelf and there were two bags laying on the floor. And I thought, the minute I go through them, I'm going to get told off, aren't I? Because they're not for sale. Yeah, I'm going through someone's handbag.
I mean, I wouldn't leave my handbag unattended anyway, but especially not in Anglia Square.
So anyway, this is a shelf where you found there was some 360 games, which you did look through, but it was fodder.
Yeah, and they were all overpriced.
Yeah,
Toys.
£2 each, I think they were, actually, a lot of them, and yeah, not really worth it. Toys
were, no, there was nothing of any merit. There was a Care Bear, but it was a modern one, and it wasn't anything special. But as again, everything was overpriced. There's Alexis. Hello, Alexis.
Yes.
Looking at that's where you found those 2 expensive books last time.
Yeah, so they haven't sold yet, actually. But
No,
if you want to go check out our eBay shop, just to let you know, also the eBay shop, we are changing the name of that soon, actually, to accommodate the fact we do more than toys and collectibles. However, yeah, there are a couple of books. One's about mods and the other one's about women in punk rock. If you want to go and have a look at those, they are on our eBay store. So
these were the Clark shoes I think you were talking about, actually, that you were looking at, but they were quite well worn.
A lot of wear to the heel.
This shop is really, really expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had a nice sort of gothic looking coat. I really don't know how much it was worth, but the minute I picked it up and I saw the price, which was about, I think they had 30 quid on that or something ridiculous, I put it straight back. Anyway, so now we're just checking out the fact that there's a lot of shops moved from one side of the road to the other. We think it's because this part of Anglia Square is going to be developed, so they've had to basically go across the road.
Yeah.
So this is Sense.
This isn't a bad shop. I mean, this is the price.
Is it Sense or Scope?
I can't remember. Well, it used to be Scope and now it's Sense.
I don't know. It had on the door, but I completely ignored it.
You probably saw it anyway.
Yeah, well,
but this shop's usually quite reasonably priced. I found this DVD, which you'll see at the end, and I did check the DVD. But it was a 2-handed job, so I had to stop filming to do it.
yes.
Obviously, the Ashes box set, which is in every charity shop known to man.
Yeah, so there I'm going through just a few items of clothing on this rail over here. I did notice after our foray into the YMCA and everything being £1, it did make everything in other shops feel extremely expensive, I must admit.
We were spoiled.
And that is a denim jacket that I picked up, which was a super dry.
And you'll see that at the end.
Yes, and that is, that's a super dry women's denim shirt jacket.
Don't give them all the information. They won't want to watch till the end.
So
you hold on to that for dear life.
Yeah, I did pick it up, to be fair.
Once again, browsing through the books.
Yeah.
Because you love it.
So here's more books. So these are just books under the till and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's some comic books, but I don't know anything about comic books.
No.
And I just thought I'd get an action shot of you paying for something because it doesn't happen very often.
No, so that was just the jacket that I bought there, and this is one of RSPCA.
This is the most expensive shop, I think, in Anglia Square. Most expensive charity shop in Anglia Square.
Yeah, they had a pair of shoes. Now they were a Stars and Stripes one, so the American flag. And I picked them up, and they looked like something Lady Gaga would wear. I wouldn't have got them on the video.
Made of bacon.
Yeah. But they were cheap, like really cheaply made, and they had about 10 quid on them. Now, at the end of the day, they were cheaply made, no brand name on them whatsoever, and they still had them up for a tenner.
Yeah.
So they obviously thought they looked unusual and thought they would price them higher, but that's not really considering the fact there's no brand.
No.
You know.
They had some PlayStation 2 games, but were all really, really expensive. I think that was £4 or £6. I can't remember. Nothing any good in that particular section.
Yeah, and the usual sort of DVD fodder and PC game fodder. PC games, unfortunately, have to be very specific to be worth much money, which probably goes for a lot of console games, actually, too, sometimes. So I did find a couple of football shirts. One was hung up on its own, which was £30. And the one that I had in my hands just then was about 10. Not much in it.
No. I found this G-Star Raw, is that how you say it? Puffer jacket, which was in lovely condition, but priced at £35, which is just about what they go for on eBay. Yeah,
and basically everything that was worth anything. So I found sort of regatta and stuff like that. They were priced how they would be on eBay. Yeah.
And this was the last one I believe we went in. Is it Big C? I think
it is. Big C, this one.
But this one seems to have put its prices up because normally this one isn't too bad. But I found it to be quite expensive.
So obviously I went and had a quick peruse of the shoes, and you went straight over to DVDs, I think, games.
I did. There was some guy stood there who smelt of BO, but I, held my nose and looked anyway.
Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, this is the bric-a-brac section. And I was looking at the clothes at the time. Yeah, so that's all I can say. Did you find anything in the bric-a-brac, actually?
No, it was all really expensive. Well, I say really expensive. It wasn't anything massively good quality, and it was all priced up a little bit. But I was just kind of pretending to look at this while waiting for the man to move out the way so I could look at what I actually wanted to look at.
Oh, that's selfish of him, isn't it?
It's very selfish.
Bloody hell. How did he not know you were there and you wanted to look? So, Anyway, so yeah, there's the clothing, and basically I did find it was a Japanese T-shirt I found, but it was all in Japanese, and I wasn't 100% sure. The label was all in Japanese, so I wasn't 100% sure whether I should pick it up or not. Because A, I can't read Japanese, and B, I might end up in a scenario where I pick it up for the sake of it because it looks okay, and end up kind of going, no, it's nothing worth mentioning. It was about £5 anyway, so I wasn't too sure about that. Yeah, and so this is their book section, and they have some toys. So there I am finding some Harry Potter audiobooks. Now, these were I think there was a couple of Deathly Hallows, part 2, and then there was Order of the Phoenix. The rest were Order of the Phoenix. And they had a little label saying Harry Potter audiobooks, £20. So I imagine they were probably £20 each.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were the Stephen Fry narrated Harry Potter ones, which are sometimes worth a bit.
That is vintage Cindy, and they wanted £7 for it, and that's about how much it's worth. So, didn't get it. But the toys were a bit rubbish. There was nothing.
Sometimes you can pick up a bag of toys from this, and they have all sorts of stuff in them. But this time round, there was sort of not really that much.
There was a bag of toys there, but it all just looked like McDonald's stuff, and they wanted £10 for it. So I don't mind picking up a bag of toys for £1 or a couple of pounds, but for £10, it's a bit of a gamble. See,
this charity shop, we were in a rush because we didn't have much time left on the car park, so we just chose to go in this one. Now, there's an Oxfam slightly further up from here, but we decided to cut that one out because in the main they are the most expensive out of all of them.
Yeah.
And if this
up
one...
there with RSPCA.
Yeah. Right, so now it's the day after, and we have been round the charity shops. You probably saw a bit of the footage, to be fair. And we did get some things.
We did.
We got a lot more, I think, than the flip or flop we did last time, actually.
We filled a bag, a shopping bag.
Yeah, so do you want to start with your little lot?
Yeah, I only picked up 2 things because the main focus was clothes, but, sometimes you just see things. This is called Between the Tape, and it's a film by Clay Porter, who has got something to do with bike racing, I think.
Is that BMX, is it?
BMX, I think. It's a DVD, and there's a little booklet inside there as well. I paid £2.50 for this, and it goes from between 15 to 20 online. So,
is that eBay or is that just?
That's eBay.
That is eBay. Yeah.
This is so cute. The lady just popped it out at the charity shop, and it's a tiny little locker. You see.
There's something written on the front.
It says 1528 6. But it's a tiny locker, and what you do is you get a little padlock, and you can lock it. You can keep all your little bits and pieces in there. Brand new, these sell for around £30, but used in this kind of condition, which is, it's got a few knocks, but I think that adds character. That will go for about £15. It's metal, and I paid £1.50 for it. So nice little bread and buttery.
Yeah. Now, obviously, our main focus of this was to go out and buy clothes to start stocking up on them because we are going to start selling more. This is just to kickstart our stock. So this is something that Jem found. Now we have 2 of these actually. And this is brand new with tags. So it's got like a little popper thing which seals. It's only got 1. Does it actually do up or... Hang on. There we go. So it does up. So it's got a popper thing on the front. And it is basically... a gigantic waistcoat with this kind of poppy print on the side of it, and it's checked. And then on the back, I'll move back a bit further, is, you know, just one of these kind of, it looks like a belt thing at the back, but it isn't a belt.
That's even embroidered on, isn't it? It's like a silky type.
That's embroidered. Now, the first charity shop, this was in the first one, and it was the YMCA. So we went in there, and because a lot of shops in Anglia Square are now shutting down so that they can start remodelling the whole place, they were selling everything for £1. So we got this for £1.
And it's new with tags.
And yes, it is new with tags. And then coupled with that little fella, we also got another one in a different colour, but it's exactly the same design.
What brand is it?
I couldn't get away with this, but it is it's called a GDG Actuel. Now I did look this up, and I believe they're Turkish, this company. It was, yeah, Turkey. It says made in Turkey on the back of the label there. And both of these are 12 to 14, so they are slightly smaller size, I suppose below average now, isn't it? 12 to 14. But yeah, so these were £1 each. So with tags, I have done a very cursory look up of how much all this stuff is worth, and what I can gather, because these are new with tags, I would say at the moment, just doing a cursory look, these are probably, maybe I could do 15 to 20 each-ish. And obviously, like I say, these are all kind of ballpark prices at the moment. So this was again a YMCA pickup, and it's a size 20 Ashton one garment.
Is that a woman's size?
Ladies' blouse. Yeah, well, men's it'd be like medium large, extra large, wouldn't it? So basically, this is a lady's blouse. Now, the fact of the matter is, I didn't really know what kind of value was in this. I'm not quite sure if it's the vintagey one, but to be fair, I like the colour. I could probably get away with wearing this over a t-shirt or something, and I was just like, well, if I can't sell it, I'll wear it. And it was £1.
What brand is that one?
So this is Ashton one garment. I have looked it up, and there is a company called Ashton, and they do pretty well. So their stuff is very, very popular and quite premium. However, I couldn't find this exact logo for that company, Ashton. So again, a ballpark figure I put on this was, I actually put a question mark, because to be fair, I wasn't 100% sure at the moment. But this looks really, really good, to be honest with you. The buttons and everything are on there. It doesn't look as though it's been worn very much at all. And it does feel quite good quality.
Stitching's good.
So if you do know whether Ashton, the actual company, used to have this logo, leave it in the comments, because that would be interesting to know. If I can't find it for whatever reason anywhere,
you'll see it in a future video on your body.
Yes, I will be wearing it in a future video, I think, to be honest with you. So another YMCA pickup for £1. This is a Jack Wills t-shirt, and on the label it's got a large and one of these big labels on the inside. This one is one with obviously you've got the logo there, and you've got a pocket. Now, some of them online on eBay, they don't have the pocket on the front, and they go for round about, what was it, about a tenner. So around about a tenner, maybe a vintage jobby for that. So next I will go for, I'll just go for this, shall I? So this is a Ben Sherman shirt. Now, after some looking up of, you know, the logos and possible age on this, obviously it's button down collar. Front and on the lapels there. They come lapels on a collar. Anyway. So again, I've checked it for stains and marks and stuff. This is a medium. And it again was a YMCA purchase. So this came to £1. And when I looked it up, this particular logo in here, I did have a look on Google, and I had a look at all the logos that they've used in the past, and this came up as a 1990s logo. So this is quite vintagey by the look of the logo. So looking at the more vintagey ones on eBay, I came up with a price of about £25 on this little fella, considering the ones that have sold that are 1990s. They've got that same logo in them and everything like that. This next one is yet again, yet again, you haven't seen the other one, it's a super dry. So this is a super dry woolly jumper. Now basically this has a label that says in it maritime. So it says Super Dry International, Premium Naval Melton, and then it has what looks like Japanese writing and it says size small. So then looking at the tag, I've looked at this and it looks absolutely fine condition wise. It has this label in it. So this has obviously codes on it and it says British Design, Spirit of Japan. So it's made in Japan. It says Fabrique China on the back of it, but who knows. So anyway, yeah, like I'll probably mention it about 1 million times by now, is the fact that I haven't actually looked any of this stuff up really, really well. So this is all just kind of, yeah, it's all just kind of like a very, very quick look up at this stuff. But you've got also the little logo down by the hem as well. And given the condition, it has got a little bit of wool coming away, but this isn't plucked. Like it's not the stitching that's plucked out. It is just little bits that are coming away. I've put on that about 30. It says small, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's I put about 30 on it because I couldn't find anything else on eBay that was exactly the same. But anyway, £2 that cost. So that's not too bad. And the last one is a super dry.
I love this.
Now this was I believe the last charity shop we went in. So this cost £5.50. But then it says super dry on the label there. And then it has another super dry logo on this pocket here too. And then it has all the buttons. I made sure it had buttons and it didn't have excessive wear of any kind and stuff like that. So see the sleeves and all the buttons. Yeah, basically another cursory like look for this has turned up a price at the moment of about 45. Now the only thing is this is a ladies size 14 and it has got on it is a super dry workwear 54 custom built. Now the only thing is a lot of them that I found, I couldn't find this exact one, so it might be it's worth more, it might be it's worth less, but I put about 45 on it at the moment. If you do know your stuff and you know that these are worth more or less than I'm quoting, is don't hesitate to leave it in the comments because it's all a learning curve for everyone.
We are brand new to clothes, aren't we?
Well, as you can see, yes, we're brand new to clothes. So the fact is this is all just a learning curve for the both of us. All in all, that wasn't too bad to start with. Yeah, so do you think I overpaid on the denim jacket or do you think that was a good pickup? Because obviously I am a bit of a skinflint with some of my spending and £5.50 did make me break a sweat. But then I was kind of, I don't know, quite drawn to it, I suppose.
I love it. If I can miraculously lose, slim down by a whole dress size, then I'm gonna have that.
You're gonna have it, are you?
Yeah.
You're gonna wear it. But anyway, so I mean, even if they end up on Vinted, I think we can make a profit on those. Even if we turn £5.50 into £10, that's still a little bit of profit. Come out of the trip yesterday.
Learning.
Yeah. And there was a lot of stuff in there that was £1. So basically there's going to be at least some profit in that.
Do you know how much you spent in total?
£12.50 I spent just on clothes yesterday, and I got 7 things for £12.50. So it averages out £12.50, 7 items. It averages out around about £1.79 per item. So that's not too bad actually.
So I'm sure there'll be some profit in all of that, and we'll learn and know what to pick up or what not to pick up in the future. Okay, so that was us for today then. I did say I was going to mention this. We have there's a guy, Max, who's got his own channel called Thrift Up Look Sharp, and he has had some comedy videos on, making a light of
recent events,
drama. There's been reseller drama, and we're not involved. We don't.
We know about it. We know we kind of have an idea as to what's happening and what's going on, but we're not keeping our finger on the pulse of that one because it's not really something we want to get involved in.
At the end of the day, we buy crap, we sell crap. We live our little lives. There's no need for drama. However, Max has made a few videos. I'll put his link up here. I'll put a picture of his YouTube up here. And he's kind of made a bit of, what do they call them? Parodies of some resellers. There's Ricky Resells on there, John Shepherd.
Yeah, there's a few now.
There's a few.
Yeah.
So go and subscribe to him, watch the videos. They're really, really funny. And there's nothing mean about them. He's just having a laugh.
Yeah, I think what he's doing is just taking funny things that people say in their videos and kind of remixing them.
Yeah.
Mixing them up, so basically they do sound quite amusing. And it is just, it's all for fun. It's all a bit fun.
So go and subscribe to him if you, go and watch his videos if you like him and subscribe to him.
And apparently, by our request, we've been added to a list of people that he's going to parody in the future. So,
Because we take the out of ourselves, so it'd be nice for someone else to do it for a change.
Yeah. So, I'm really hoping that he gets in there somewhere. Do you remember that? If you don't remember this, go back and watch through our videos, because there was one where I think we had an auction pickup and we had two jug things, and I was just walking along going, I'm just taking my jugs for a walk. So I'm kind of hoping he does something with that, because it's very it's fair game and at that really.
Yeah, but life's too short. Everything's fair game for a laugh and a joke, isn't it? I think in this sort of thing, especially if you are on social media and stuff like that, and if you take yourself massively seriously, unfortunately you are, I think, going to end up a little bit opening the floodgates to people kind of then winding you up slightly. Yeah. So realistically, if you're going to be doing something like this, you can't really take it 100% seriously and everything 100% to heart. Otherwise, you are going to leave yourself open to kind of, the fan really, and it's not something that we're that, we just kind of want to make videos about stuff, even if we don't know what we're talking about half the time. Just make videos about stuff and put them out there just for people to watch and have a giggle, or just kind of sit there and go, why would you buy that? Or, oh my God, that's awesome. And that's all we do it for. That's the only reason. But if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. We are very, very close to our 1,000 subscribers now. I say very close to it. We've got about 911, I think, at the moment, which is awesome.
Can I just also include the fact that we have a link below to buy us a coffee. Yes. We have a link below to merchandise. We have sold a couple of things now, merchandise-wise, which is really hilarious, isn't it? And I must admit, in previous videos, I have said there is stuff without our faces on. Apparently, the design that we used, they wouldn't let us use it because it was It
was a picture of Alexis's breasts.
No, it wasn't. It was not this time, man. No, it was basically a PlayStation 1. And essentially, it was the picture was available through the thingy that I used to design them, and but then this site wouldn't allow it because it was branded. So unfortunately, it's just that was gone out the window. Yeah. So they're all our faces, our logo, our channel on. Yeah. So but if there's anything you want to wear with all that crap on it, then have a look at the link below.
And if you have bought merchandise, we need to see pictures of you wearing it or using it.
We don't have to. That's not a requirement.
It's a physical need at this point. If you've watched till the end, today's word is...
So if you have watched to the end, today's word, if you ever watched it in the 1990s, is nightmare. Now, you might not know, it's spelt with a K, so the series is spelt with a K, but if you put nightmare as in, what you have when you go to sleep, that is entirely your choice. But yes, today's word is nightmare.
And...
so let's confuse the hell out of people when they read that, shall we?
So we'll see you in the next one, which should be footage of our little holiday away and some thrifting while we're there.
Yeah, and some general stuff. And so there won't be a video. Won't be a video now, probably until the end of next week, I should imagine, because because there's a lot going on at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah. But yes.
So, yes, we'll see you in the next one.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.